Hello, everyone. This is Randy Stone Unfiltered. So glad you're here. So glad you joined me. Say, have you ever walked out of a room? You walk out of a room and you're like, why did I act like that? Or you leave a conversation, you're like, why did I do that? That's not even me. I don't even know why I did that. Or this, you have a conversation and you give enough of yourself just to survive, but really not enough to really people to know you. It's like we just hold back. We hold back, and it's like if we were engaged 100%, who knows what would happen? Maybe I'd feel rejected. And it's like we develop different places. We act differently in different situations. And almost like if you were a puzzle, and you're just like, you're one piece here and you're one piece there, and it's just like being fragmented. Fragmented living, or puzzle piece living, is being disintegrated. And it's a problem. See, we change how we show up, not because we're fake, but because we've stopped trusting in who we are. Let me say it again. We change how we show up in situations not because we're fake, but because we stop trusting enough in who we are. We adapt to protect ourselves. We wear lenses. We wear filters. Shame. They're shaped by shame, rejection, trauma. You know, they start out as a projection. They start out as something we're just putting out there, but then they eventually become a prison. They eventually become something that we can't get out of because we become so attuned to it or so used to it, we really can't see anything besides our projection. And that holds us in. So sometimes even when you want to let yourself go, we can't. We stay stuck. Stay stuck in some sort of spiral. So there's different lenses for different contexts. Like if you go to church, you wear one lens. If you're in leadership, you wear another lens. A family, another one. Private life, another one. You know, we have all these different fragments of who we present as ourselves without being really integrated. I don't know if this makes sense. Without being really integrated, where we're the same person. Obviously, there's different aspects to a job. There's different aspects to being a family member than there is at work. But I'm talking about you can be an integrated person where you're not compromising on the job, you're not compromising at home, and you're certainly not compromising with yourself. So you can live whole only, you know, the consequences of this is like you can't live whole if only parts of you are showing up. So a part here and a part there. We can't live whole. You can't lead other people clearly if your own lens or if the way you're seeing life is cracked. Because this is where burnout comes in. This is where we don't have enough for ourselves and we give, and then we're just not seeing it clear. Whereas when you're integrated and you're whole, you're the same all the time, and you have your boundaries, and you understand what your capabilities are, your capacities are. So now we're not doing things that burn us out. Fragmented living or fragmented puzzle piece living will lead to burnout. It will lead to stress. It will lead to anxiety and all these other things that we don't want in our lives. And we wonder why, but we can't see it. See, I've spent the last 12 years helping people, discipling people into a different life. I mean, that's like my day job. That's what I do every day, is help people see or develop a different way of living that they can accomplish and do the things they want in life and accomplish God's plan for their life. That's what I've been doing the last 12 years. And I've seen these patterns. And it's not because someone doesn't try hard. It's not because they don't have desire. It's not any of that. What it is how we see ourselves. Now, the previous podcast, I talked about the 10 spies that went out, and the children of Israel, how they went out and they saw themselves as grasshoppers. And if you see yours, that's really where this is. because Jesus has died that you could be free. He has made a way. That's the truth. He's made that way. So why are we yielding to worldly things? Why are we bowing down? And it has to do with these lenses that we wear, these lenses that we get used to. And it's almost like this. You walk into a room, if you have sunglasses on, you walk into a room, and because you have sunglasses on, it's dark. And then you look around and you try and change the light out here, but it's really just what you're wearing. We're trying to change the outside when really it's the inside. So what this is, what lenses are, I'm going to talk about unfiltered, taking off these lenses that are holding us back. This teaching isn't about a 10-step plan. It's not about fixing your hustle or trying to do it harder, do it better. It's not about that. It's not a personality tweak, so people like you more. Some people probably like you less when you really be who you are, because it doesn't matter. See, other people's opinion is none of your business. Other people's opinion is really none of your business. Stop taking responsibility for other people's opinion. Only if you have a relationship with God, that is the most important thing. And guard that with everything you have. And so what this teaching is a confrontation with the lies that we've worn like glasses. It's a confrontation with lies, things we believe about ourselves that are not true. It's an invitation to finally see yourself the way God sees you. See, I've talked to many people and I say, God loves you. God thinks you are wonderful. And they think, how can that be possible based on all the things I've done in my past, based on your past? And see, that's the thing. It's not based on your past. It's not based on you at all. It's based on the work Christ did on the cross. That's what it's based on, right? And our identifying with that. But if we have these filters, if we have these things covering our eyes, we can't see that. And so we start to identify ourselves as a failure, an addict, or the one who acts strong but is secretly, there's so many people that are like the duck. They're just like ducks run around. They're ducks. They look fine on the surface, but then they're just paddling like crazy underneath. You look like you're okay, but really underneath, you're secretly tired, worn out, under pressure, full of anxiety. But who do you tell? Where do you go? How can you deal with those things? It's because we're fragmented. We live, the orphan or a performer, a controller, the ghost. We identify as so many other things than being whole. WHOLE, whole, complete. It says in James that you'll be perfect, complete, lacking nothing. That you're called by God, that you're loved, that you're named, that you're present, that we can be present right now. You can have all the world and all the pressures going on around you and still be present with your family. You can still be present at work. You can still be in the moment. Because really, you can't do anything about the future and you can't do anything about the past. And all we have is right now. What am I going to do with right now? That's all we have is right now. This is where our sight is reset. We reset our sight. This is where we reclaim our identity. This is where we step in and stop fractured living. We just stop being fractured. This is an invitation through this podcast, through Randy Stone Unfiltered, to stop shifting who you are at different moments. It's time to stop hiding. It's time to stop living like you're almost enough and really embrace that you are enough, that you are more than enough. The Bible says you are more than a conqueror through Christ. See, it's not you, it's Christ in you. It is the hope of glory in you. It is Him working through you. This is what the lenses we wear is all about. This is what these this unfiltered podcast, this is what it's about. It's about smashing, crashing, dashing, taking off those lenses and being the person that God has called you to be, no longer being broke, busted, and disgusted, but really living out God's plan for your life. That's what these things are going to be about. Hope you join me. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Till next time, God bless. We'll see you soon.